Tech issues. I know. My hair.
Hey everyone. We are live and we're gonna wait a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear us okay.
Hannah, you are now live. Did you know that?
Whoa, shoot. Sorry, I didn't. I pressed something. I thought it was gonna delete it. So we're gonna wait for you guys to come in and wait a few minutes. But today we are going to be talking Scrappy chatting actually together. How many times have we done a Scrappy chat actually together? None.
I was gonna say none.
We've always done them like through. What did we do? We didn't do Zoom.
We didn't do Zoom.
We did something like Zoom.
StreamYard.
That's what we did. We tried to do other things, Scrappy Chat. So hi everyone. Hi Angela and Christy. Thank you guys for joining us. I know we should have posted this earlier while we were out today. So we were out today on an excursion. We needed to go to Walmart to get something for Megan. Whoops. And we decided to hit up Tuesday morning because yesterday we dropped my kids off and hey Brianna. And so we went to Joann's and Hobby Lobby, but Michael's is closed. We should have went to Michael's, but then that would have taken longer. Because the road that is on was further down and it gets even busier. So we're in the busy part of my area. And yeah, it was starting to get busy on the way home.
When we were coming home. Yeah.
So we went to Tuesday morning to see what they had, Scrappy stuff. And so we should have said while we were out so that everyone would have had a little bit more of time. But
well, I kind of did post something. So I kind of was.
Yes, you did.
People.
Yes. I just didn't post anything on my channel.
Yeah, you did.
We've been meaning to vlog, but I think we should just give up the vlogging.
I think we should. This is good.
But we can do this. So today we thought we would talk about traveling, but bringing Scrappy stuff with you and stuff like that. So when we do Scrappy chats, I don't know if you guys have watched them before or if you haven't. As for Megan and I just talk about Scrappy stuff. Mm-hmm. And we like to have a topic. And we've talked about a few different things. Yeah. But today we thought, well, Megan had to come to see me. And she had to bring Scrappy stuff. Mm-hmm. But I went to her house. And we also have both had times where we've brought Scrappy stuff with us recently or in the past few years.
Yes.
When we've had to have stuff.
Yes.
So, and I know, Brianna, you probably have had this experience moving from Hawaii to the mainland because she was in Hawaii too.
Was she really?
I bet you we were in Hawaii at the same time. I wouldn't be surprised.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know. So, because
crazy.
But anyway, or around the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's been posting a lot of her pictures recently from Hawaii this summer, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I miss it. But anyway, it's okay. So
when were you there?
Yeah, when were you there?
I mean, I guess that would be the best question to ask.
I know. 2014 through. See, yeah, that was around the same time.
Yeah, that was.
See, we were there at the same time. Yeah, that's just crazy. I bet you I've seen you at like the commissary or something. Oh my gosh. Because we left 2016 in June.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Hey, Neftali. So thank you guys for joining us. I guess we can kind of just get started. Anybody else who's, I know, it's crazy. It's a small world when you think about all the places that you could be. So yeah, we're going to talk about traveling and crafting and all that fun stuff, because I feel like this is one of those questions that every time I go somewhere, I feel like I have to re-ask, and I don't know why, because like how many times do we travel? And we know we want to bring scrappy stuff. How do you know when to bring it? How do you know when when to bring her
And
scrap.
and that's the question, because we were talking about that in the car, because it's like I recently went on a business trip and I brought way too much stuff.
Yeah.
And I was only there for a week, but I was working as well as wanting to scrap. But it's like by the time I was home at the hotel, I didn't want to scrap. I just wanted to crash. So it's like you actually have to think about these things.
Yes.
But it's like you're always more prepared.
I guess this is a question for all you guys, since this is the best thing about doing this is being interactive. Yes. This is the part that I loved when we did it in the Crafty Maven. Mm-hmm. And that's when we could have two people. See, it's stupid Facebook. This is why Facebook sucks. Is that you used to be able to do two people split screen. Now they don't want to do it.
Because why?
Anyway, sorry. I have water. It is super hot. It is today. Really, it's like 90 something. And now we have the door closed. So I feel like
that's true.
Well, at least the dogs aren't in here. I kicked the dogs out. You guys can thank me later. As cute as dogs are, though there's a remnant, there's a bone like just chilling out over there.
Noticing that. But yeah.
Hey, this is real life. I don't really care that there's a bone in the background.
Nope. Yes, you should. You should have a fan.
We should have
right
one
here.
Of the spritzy ones. That would be perfect
water
for today.
Too.
At least we're not upstairs. Upstairs, it's like 5 degrees warmer. Or more. It might even be like 10.
It might be more.
It's quite a bit warmer.
It was pretty hot.
So, I mean, I say this, and I lived in Texas and lived in Hawaii, and it's really not that hot, but it's hot here. It's like 90. So everybody else can laugh at us while they're having their 100 degrees going, ha ha, you think 90's hot. But it is hot for here.
Yes.
Of course, and while we were running around, there's all the concrete that makes it hotter in the car and stuff. So,
and then the sun like glaring through the windows.
So if I look like I have a sunburn here, that is why. Which might be something to document, you know. But anyway, so how do you guys know when you're going on a traveling excursion? How do you know when to bring? How do you know what to bring, when to, like, how much, if you should bring it? Because I went a couple of years ago to Pennsylvania to visit my husband's family.
Well, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, last year. It feels like it's almost 2 years ago, okay? In December, it will be 2 years. The end of December, it'll be 2 years.
What?
Yes.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, so I went and visited, and I brought an Irish container full of stuff thinking, oh, we're going to be there for a month. I can scrap. Did I scrap? No, people. We did not scrap. So when do you know? Because this is the question, because if I didn't bring it, I probably would have said, oh.
Yeah.
So I think that's my problem, is knowing when to scale it and when not. Now, when I moved from Hawaii to here, and I knew we were going to be in the hotel for at least a month, and it ended up being like a month and a half.
It was a long time.
And then I had some time in this house before we got our household goods that I need. And I brought like a half of suitcase, I think, of stuff.
Yeah.
And that was, it didn't seem like enough by the end.
Yeah.
And that's even with shopping when I got here, because I was so excited that there was stores that I could shop at.
Yeah. Well, and I think because like in instances like that becomes normal life. Mm-hmm. So like, you were living out of a suitcase, but at the same time, it's like you probably should have packed more, because you and the kids are just hanging out in the hotel room all day, not really doing anything. True. And it's not like they were in school yet.
See, that was a smart idea. I didn't feel comfortable bringing my silhouette with me on the plane.
Wow,
I was afraid it was going to break.
I would have been too.
So
I don't know.
That's a good idea. I should have did.
Yeah,
I should have did that.
You
that would have helped.
Had a lot of fun with that. In the hotel. Yeah.
I will say though, as soon as I got here, I was just starting on the Spiegel Mom Scraps team, and I got a ton of stuff at her store, and stuff like that, and that helped because that
Did you get like shimmers or no at the beginning?
Yeah, So, a little bit, because we were using like the Dazzlers and stuff. We were using a lot of that stuff back then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys still use? I feel like everybody uses a lot of the similar stuff because they work all. Jody and Stacy work a lot together, and Sammy.
Do they still work together?
I think they do.
Okay.
Because we sell at Shimmers. Sequins. We add some of the sequins sometimes to the pack. To some of the kits. Yeah. Oh. Not every single month. That is so cool. I didn't know that. Yeah. Anyway, so that helped having some mixed media stuff. And I mean, just yesterday we were watching what's her name, Nicole's video, because she filmed her process. She moved from the United States to Canada.
Yeah.
And she was sharing her. Yes, Nicole. Storybook, Scrap. I don't know. Storybook.
Oh.
I am not plugging in her channel.
So bad.
It's so horrible. Brittany. I was Nicole. That's what it is.
Okay. See,
I knew I had the Nicole part, right?
Brittany. I didn't realize her name was
Anyway, guys, see, I feel like I'm butchering everybody. When we come back, I'll make sure I go in and I link to channels and places that we've talked about. So, but she was showing her space, and I feel like she had a lot.
Yeah, she had so much.
Because I was under the impression that it was like 6 weeks or something. Yeah. I'm like, that's a lot. Because I didn't want to bring that much stuff because you have to have it with you. Now, I don't know. Now, and I guess this is another thing. Like, if you're moving, which is a whole different thing than traveling.
Yeah.
But, like, how much space do you feel that you can occupy? Because that was my also thing to think about is I wasn't just thinking about me. It's how much space is it going to be with everybody else?
Well, and that's where I think it's different for her, though, because I don't think she has little kids.
She does. She has 2 kids.
I can't realize. I don't obviously
or at least one
videos enough.
So if you guys know exactly how many kids she has, you can plug that in because I know she at least has a son. Okay, what about sorry? Like all of a sudden we're like, woo. So who cares about the top of our heads, right? So packing just a TN. See, now that's what I was thinking. That's in the car. I was saying when I went to go visit my parents-in-law, I wish I had just brought a TN with like a couple of packs of ephemera and some like really fun pens or something, and then just documented that part of it, and then I get that like gluing something in, and then later I could go back with all the pictures that we had taken and just make layouts because
and then you have that journaling saved from the moment.
See now, and that's fun. That's where I wish I had like the little Instax photos because that would be fun because then you could just put the the photos in there. Yeah. So okay, so see, you're not the only one who didn't take. I don't think maybe she doesn't show pictures with them in that. That might be it.
Yeah.
Because I know some people are weird about that. And that's cool. That's their own thing. I have some friends that won't. They flop out faces.
This is totally like off the subject. But I have realized, because my sister or my brother's wife takes the cutest photos of their kids and they're little.
Yeah.
And I ask her every time I take a photo or I ask for a photo, can I use this on my YouTube channel? And she always says yes. And I'm like, maybe I should tell her how many followers I have. And she probably doesn't think about it. Like,
I've had to tell people who've come to my house, like my sister-in-law, she's horrible. And she's more in that millennial age.
Yeah.
Ish. But I've had to tell her not to tag my house because she will tag where she's at, and I'm like, please don't tag my house. And I've had to take things off my page on Facebook because I have so many people following me. Yeah, and it's not that I don't mind people knowing where I am, but I really would like them not to know the exact area
pinpoint. I'm gonna drive to Hannah's house today.
I mean, I don't know. Are we the only ones who do that? Do you guys do that? I mean. I feel like
because it's not like everybody in the world's gonna see my videos, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, maybe she thinks I only have a few followers. You know, like what if she?
Yeah, when I tell people I have over 2,000 followers, they're like, "What?" And of course, I mean,
that's not that
it's
many.
not that many, but it feels like a lot sometimes
because it's not like she has a YouTube channel and she doesn't think, oh, there's going to be a lot of people, and I'm posting on Facebook and everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
see, I don't put my location on Instagram either.
A lot of times, especially when we were in Hawaii, I would wait until we were like leaving the thing that we were doing to post the pictures of where we were. Because in Hawaii, like there are so many times, like it's so easy to know exactly where you are because there's only so many places that you can go. And it's just like crazy. So I would always wait until like we're leaving or like the next, like later in the day, you know.
Well, did I tell you about that Instagrammer? I don't know if I told you. No. So this was like years ago when I think it was like at the beginning.
Oh, I think I remember, but keep going.
At the beginning of, what was it, Periscope? And like she would do Periscopes like everywhere she was going.
Oh, that's when Periscope.
But she has like small kids and stuff. And so she was like, I'm at Target or something like that. And so someone that followed her came to her Target and searched for her.
That is.
And it totally scared the shit out of. Sorry.
This was not. I tagged this to make sure that it's not appropriate for kids.
Okay,
but still,
like it scared the crap out of her, and she was like she quit Periscope, and she was like so freaked out by it.
Yeah, see,
but it's just like you have to be careful these days because there are creepy, and it's not like it was a creepy person.
Yeah,
because the lady was really nice, but it's just like.
Well, and that's the thing that like even when we see like you know when I took Amy Tan's class, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, and stuff, and I wanted to blog it and share and stuff, but like I'm also knowing like you know
you're with
but like people. Still I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, so like I can only imagine like if she was posting, and that's why even bigger people like that. But still, like, it's creepy. Like you don't think about it, and then something like that happens, and you're like, oh my gosh, people. Well, and my thing is then people know where I'm going, and that's another thing. Yes, Brianna, I took her class twice when she was in Hawaii because she did.
Were you guys in the same class?
I was gonna say, did you take her class? Because that would have been totally funny.
I bet she probably did. Hi, Heather. Hi. It's all good. We're just starting.
Oh, yeah, it's all good. We're talking about
chatting.
How we don't tag our location
because there are
nothing. Well, no, that does have to do with traveling because, like, so if you go to somewhere else that's not your where you live, do you tag that too? That and the Kelly Perky class. See, I didn't do the Kelly Perky class.
Thought about it, though.
I did
remember.
They were so expensive, and that was really hard to go, hey, hon, I need $80.
This money?
But I felt like I could do it twice, and then that was it.
Did you do it twice?
I did. I went twice.
Didn't you?
Because one was like a TN.
Yeah, I remember because you had her sign that TN.
Yeah, I had to sign it, and I have the one that she signed.
Yeah.
Yep.
To know you're nearby.
Yeah. Well, that is the other thing. Well, then that's the other thing with when you go somewhere else and then your family's like, well, because so being a military family, we don't have a ton of money to like go see family that lives across the country, but like going to you isn't that far, and it really like for me, one person, it's not that expensive. It's doable.
Yeah.
But I feel really bad because I haven't seen my grandmother in like 10 years. More actually like almost 12 years.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's like 11, but still it's like a long time. And I feel really bad. No, that's not true. I had to go. When I was in Hawaii, I had to go back.
I was going to say, I swear, I thought you just went.
No.
Like 5 years ago. Right?
It was when I was in Hawaii, my aunt died.
Yeah.
But it was like 6 years ago. I've been here for 4 years. So it's like 6 years ago.
I'm going to challenge your timeline.
Anyway, Anyway, so like when I go like to go like see you, though I've only went once, it makes me feel really self-conscious because then other people, then I'm going places.
Yes. Well, and I have another. So Hannah's not my only bestie.
Like that's it. That's it. You can do a scrap chat video with her.
She's leaving.
No, I'm leaving. It's my house.
So I have another best friend, and I'm really nervous to tell her that I'm here in Washington.
I know
she lives like 5 hours away.
I know. If we had,
if we had
are. I'm saying this. I'm not going to disclose our location, but we are going to go to the coast.
We are.
And we talked about going to Oregon, and I remember you were like, "Are we going to have to go through this area?"
I know. It made me feel nervous because I'm like, and she's not that type of person. Like, she wouldn't judge me or be like, "Oh my gosh, I expect you to come and visit me." But still.
Oh, thank you, Heather. I am super happy, and my kids are here, so that makes me feel better. I don't have to share you. My kids absolutely love Megan. Oh my gosh,
the first
she's got to stay here forever now.
They did not want to be, and Sam just like attaches himself to me.
Though they did make you coffee.
They did make me coffee. I could hear Sam upstairs. I want to take Megan coffee.
Yeah. See, well, and that's a good idea, Angela, too. I didn't think about that.
What'd you say?
About don't tag when you're away.
Yeah.
Because then people know you're not there. And see, that's not something I even thought about.
Yeah, that's true.
See, I will say, though, when we were in the military, I felt a little bit safer because I knew that we lived on post, and I knew that not just any creeper, of course, any military creeper could find me, but at least, I mean, of course,
you're a little bit safer, maybe?
A little bit. I don't know. I feel like in theory I am safer because my husband is an MP, which isn't something I disclose all the time. But anyway,
yes.
Not that we have any weapons or anything, but
you're not supposed to say that.
I don't want people knowing I have weapons in my house anyway, even if I did, but
so I totally took this
off
the subject.
Yeah. That's okay. Anyway. It kind of has to do with traveling because when you travel, you know, are you tagging? I mean, and I guess for just most people, it's not a big deal. But like even then, I don't know if I really am not a big tagger of where I am.
I'm not really either. Like I'll tag people.
Yeah.
In posts, like my husband or you know whatever, or people that I'm with, but I'm not. I don't know. Would that be? Like if you're away from home and you're with people, like, is that a concern that people have? I don't know.
I think so. There are people who like
just won't do any tagging at all.
I don't know. Yeah. My sister-in-law, she's really good about tagging people when she goes and sees them.
I know. I'm so bad at it.
I know. I'm lucky if I tag when I'm at, like, if I post it all when I'm out.
Yes. That's the hard part.
But, yes. So, okay. So, what is the main thing that you want to bring when you go traveling and you know
photos?
Well, okay. You're laughing, but that was your biggest worry. That was. How many times did you message me and was like, what am I supposed to do? It's like 3 days before you go. I don't know what photos. How am I supposed to get photos to you?
I know. I was so nervous about the photos.
Guys, I mean...
It was a huge topic of conversation.
She was like, do I have them sent to your house? Yeah. Of course, meanwhile, like, this is 3 days. Like,
I know.
You're still asking
I'm
that.
I'm not going to have them sent to your house.
Like
a camera, yes.
See, yeah.
Got my camera.
And I have been trying to take photos. Now, the next thing is remembering to take photos. A selfie stick, yeah. See, I need to.
We need a selfie stick.
We do need one.
Because we haven't really been taking any photos, have we? I mean, we've taken a few here and there.
How many photos have I taken?
We're like the worst scrapbooking best friends ever because we forget to take photos. We were talking with your husband about that today.
Yeah.
Like, we've just been enjoying each other's company.
Does taking a photo of my parking spot so I remember where I parked?
Yes, I want that photo, by the way.
A tripod. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
I did take, like, when we packed from Hawaii to here, I did take my stand.
Yeah.
Which is now, it's in there above where it's back there. Right there.
Yeah,
right there. But it's dead now, so I have a new one. But let's see. I have 1, 2, 3,
Oh, you took a photo of you with your mask on. I love that face of me.
I know. 4, 5.
Heather,
6,
you only have
7,
your phone. Yeah. Well, and
8,
I have a
9.
big, nice camera. I did not bring that with me because that would have been really heavy, number one. And then also it would have taken up a lot of room in my luggage. So I didn't bring that with me.
Okay. See, okay, so when I came to your house, I didn't take my DSLR.
You didn't. Yeah.
Now, when I went to Pennsylvania, I did.
Yes.
I carried that in my carry-on. And when I came from Hawaii too, I did take that too. And that was actually, I'm super glad I took that because I have some really nice pictures, like when we did our excursions, when we weren't in the hotel and stuff. And that was really nice. So I feel like next time I go on vacation, you know, with the family, I don't know if it's like a scrap, like meet your friends or whatever thing, I would take it because I feel like then I probably
feel like
wouldn't
a phone photo is kind of, unless you're going like somewhere, like, I don't know.
Because maybe when we go on our little, on the weekend, when we do our girls
take
thing,
your nice camera, because that would be fun. Like,
I think we could get some nice photos.
Because I guess, because we did that when you were at my house, we went and took some nice photos. But since I was the one that was at home, I already had my camera.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the thing. Like when I go visit family, I always take my nice camera.
See, and I think that's why I like to have it. It's a pain in the butt. It is a total pain in the butt to have to like make sure you don't kill your camera.
I know.
But when you look at those pictures, you're like,
oh, so much better.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So we should take it this weekend when we go.
So I feel like that is worth even bringing, though, because I was going to your place, I knew I didn't need to take it. Because I do feel like that changes. Like if you're going to a crop, which is a little bit different than like going to visit a friend or like a mini vacation or something.
Yeah.
And I think next time we do like a family vacation, I don't think I will take any, like just like a TN and like a few little things. I don't think I would take more than that because I find that I don't use it. And by the time you're done with your day, you're tired, you're like, you just want to chill and do nothing. And then at least you have the chance to like write down some stuff and then put your, like maybe an envelope or something to put
that's a good idea.
Because I like to keep cards from like restaurants or places that we go, like just the papers and stuff.
Yeah.
And that stuff is always
a little
nice to have.
Envelope for ephemera, real life ephemera.
But yeah. When I went to your house, let's see, I actually brought quite a bit of stuff, even though I didn't bring a lot of stuff. Let's see. I'm trying to think because I also kind of tried to keep it to to that iris container. I feel like that helped me feel like that was secure enough and it wasn't gonna die.
Yeah.
So when we were coming back from Pennsylvania, mine did break.
Did it really?
It smashed. So that is one thing to think if you're gonna be on a plane. Now who was it? Someone in the Crafty Maven was saying to mail a U.S. post box.
Someone did suggest doing that, and I did consider it, but in the end, I just didn't have enough time to like actually.
Well, and then the only thing is, my thought is, what if it gets lost? I don't know.
What if it gets lost? Well, and the post office is doing really crappy right now too.
Heather, we didn't go together. I went to Pennsylvania. My husband's family is from Pennsylvania. They live out sort of towards Erie. So it was right after Christmas we went and to visit his family. His mom really wanted us to come visit. So that was kind of like a present for her. And actually we surprised them because she didn't think my husband was coming. And he flew out at the very end and met us there. And so that was really nice because we didn't tell her and we surprised her and she was super excited about that. But and it was really nice because I hadn't seen his family in like 10 years, except for when his one sister came to visit once.
Well,
a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So when we were in Hawaii.
Angela, that's sad. Your ex decided to take your camera apart. Like what?
Yeah. But anyway, so it's nice to have that something, but yeah. See, now the only time sending a box is if you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
Because like if we're gonna be like, if I was going somewhere and meeting, like, because I have some friends that they meet up with friends like at like just some random, I say random place. You know, they pick a place and they all meet up together in that one place, like your group.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I don't think I would send something if I was doing that.
Well, if it's not like I probably wouldn't send anything if I wasn't coming to visit you or, you know, like, because I know even if I don't get it, you'll get it and get it back to me, you know, kind of thing. Which is I think the other reason why I didn't send anything is because I was worried it wouldn't get here in time. But yeah.
I mean, do people still use a point and shoot? That's a question. I used to have a point and shoot, and that was really fun. And then I started getting nicer camera phones, and bye point and shoot.
Bye.
We had one that you could put underneath water when we first got to Hawaii.
Did you?
We did.
I didn't know they made stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they made
I was afraid to
like
put it in the water, though, with all the sand.
Yeah, I would be too, even if it said it was waterproof.
Yeah. So, I will say the thing that I like to have the most when I'm traveling is definitely a smaller thing of glue, like the ATG. Like I have a couple of small ones. Yeah. That is nice when you're traveling because you can put it like in a little pouch.
That's what I took with me to the hotel when I was at the hotel.
Because as much as like now, when I went to your house, I brought my ATG.
I couldn't remember if you did.
I did.
And I was going to bring mine, but Mark was like, just take it out. She has one. And so I was like, fine.
Which is fine. I made sure when you came that I got extra printer paper for taking like photos that we wanted to print while you're here. Yeah. Which means we actually have to take some nice pictures. We can't just scrap the whole time. And I got a whole bunch of paper.
Yeah, I remember. So, we talked about that. Yeah.
Cardstock, because I wanted to make sure we had that. But everything else, I was like, I got so much stuff.
I know you don't really need to bring anything, Megan, is what you kept telling me. But I'm like, I do.
I will say it's nice to have like, so when I came to your house, I brought stuff to finish December Daily. And that was nice to have like a project to finish.
Yeah.
Because on top of doing some scrapbook pages, which we bought some stuff too.
Yeah, we went to
I still have that stuff, a lot of that stuff together.
I do too.
And I've been going through it and using it and stuff. And that was nice because then I could make some layouts. And I wasn't just doing the project, but it was nice to have a project that I could do. And then I finished it while I was at your house. And that was really nice because then I didn't have to worry, you know, it's like I could contain it because it was in the album already. But I had all the pictures printed. Well, most of them. I had to print a few.
I think you did have to print a few, but yeah.
But then it was finished. And I was like, oh, look, I have something finished. So like, even if you know you're going to be somewhere and you're scrapping, you have like something to finish a project or have a project to work on, like some kind of mini album or something. That's
and then you feel like you're accomplishing something, and it's not like a big, huge thing that you're trying to finish in this amount of time.
And like I said, if you're doing like a mini album or some kind of little project, it's not going to take up a whole bunch of space. Because one thing I was worried about is that my layouts, like I said, because I know I've had the Irish case container break.
Yeah.
It's like you have a place to put it, but then what happens if it gets smashed?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's like then your layout's all.
Yeah.
So.
Where are we packing for?
Oh, well, we're just talking about
in general.
Traveling and bringing your scrappy stuff with you. So, like, if you're going on vacation, are you bringing scrappy stuff? If you're going to a crop, because I feel like if you're going to a crop, you're going to bring probably more stuff than you think you need to.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's similar to like how when we both came to each other's houses, but different because you know
your friend has something.
You know you know, you know that you're in an actual scrap space generally. And I mean, unless you're scrapping at the table, which we could totally do.
We could.
I'm sure my family would love that if we took up the rest of the house.
They would love it.
Which is the nice thing about having your own space, like a room to be able to contain. And this is a good size room. I mean, so my space upstairs, a lot of you guys have seen it when I've done these types of videos, but it's small. You can ask Megan.
It's really small.
I think we would have had a hard time, both of us.
I know. Well, that was like the first thing when the kids were giving me the tour that first day. I was like, whoa, we would not have fit in here together.
Or just barely.
Yeah.
Not with the dogs, at least.
Yeah, not
because my dogs like to lay on the floor.
I know. I keep rolling over them, and I feel so bad.
And they don't care. They're totally used to it. Got to bring the dogs. That's, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But
definitely.
So what is one thing that you've learned about traveling and bringing stuff with you? If you could tell your younger packy self.
My younger packy self. I don't know. It's hard because it's like you feel like you're not packing that much, but then when you get there, you're like, holy cow, why did I bring this much?
Yeah.
So I guess maybe figure out what you think you're gonna do and then scale it down. Like half it at least.
Unless you are now see, I feel like for a crop,
yeah,
is a little bit different because there's the competition element of knowing that there is Suzanne over there and she's going to do 150 layouts.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and she's got her set up, all set up. Like she knows
and she has like a timer and she spends like 5 minutes on a layout.
You know. So you want to not look so bad next to Suzanne. So you know you're not gonna you're not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
But still, it's like you want to have enough stuff. Because my thing is, and this is why it was kind of nice to buy a few things when I went to your house, because you're excited because you have some new stuff. So maybe that's one thing I would tell myself is don't bring so much, but have like a budget that you can hopefully go somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And buy a couple of things, because like if you get a fresh new pack of thickers, or like I got that sticker booklet from Maggie Holmes that Tuesday morning, like that was perfect because now I had all these things, and it was weird because I'm not a minimal scrapper at all. Like I'm not. But when I was at your house, I was stuck to that, and I did a lot of layouts on top of. So I'm not sure how many I did. Now I have to.
I know. Now you have to go back and figure it out.
I know.
Well, I think because you did like at least 15 pages in your
I did like half of mine.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like you
did
a
little bit less than half.
Yeah, you did.
And then I think I did what, like 8 to 10 pages,
quite a few.
Well, and it helped that. So this is one thing that we are doing for this time, which we sort of did for last time, and I feel like this is a really fun idea. So even if this wasn't an option in the way that we're doing it, doing something like this. So
similar.
When I went to Megan's house, there was Christina. She had her online weekend scrap party, but this time Victoria's doing an online crop, and we bought a spot for that because we figured that during the week we can do some of those challenges. Because we're doing our thing on the weekend. I don't know what we'll be able to be live for. But having challenges to do, that really helped, like significantly.
Well, and I feel like it like made it.
Don't worry, it's just the news is trying to tell me.
I was like, what was that?
My phone is just psycho.
It's talking to us. I feel like the challenges were fun to do. Like they're always fun to do, like scrapbooking challenges by yourself. But then like when it's two people together, you like see how they interpret it, and you're like, oh, that's so good, and like you're in the moment with that person. I feel like it brings out a new element to challenges.
Well, and I feel like for me it made me scrap faster because I usually don't scrap that fast. Like I guarantee I don't. Well, and it helped that I had limited amount of stuff. But so having like some new stuff that kind of I could use, like I said, those sticker booklets are really good at. They really
handy.
are for like having something like this, because you have a whole lot of options, but one, they don't make your pages aren't super dimensional, which is a problem I have at home. I mean,
you have like 5 layouts over there, and they're like 5 inches each.
I know, really good.
They're
like
so
she's
thick.
not lying. Look at. They're like there's only a few
5 layouts,
and they're like half my face. Which I don't mind. Like it doesn't bother me any. But when you're packing it,
when you're traveling
in a suitcase or something. Now, would it change if you're like in the car versus going on a plane? Because I feel like that does change things. So one of the things that made it difficult when I was traveling on the plane is not knowing where to put what stuff. Because like I had some shimmer stuff I didn't know how it was going to do, and the air pressure. But I wanted to make sure I had a couple of things. And so like I double bagged certain things like that. Like I put it in a kit bag, the plastic ones and stuff. But I didn't want to bring too much of that stuff because I was afraid it was going to like explode.
I would be afraid.
And you can only bring so much in the plane.
Yeah, on the plane,
in your bag.
Well, and I think when you're traveling in a car, like I've gone to 2 retreats in the last 5 years, and both times I was able to drive. And so that made it easier because you could pack more, but you didn't have to bring it all inside, I guess.
Oh, that's nice.
You could bring some of it to your hotel room and then put some in the scrap room or whatever. And so that was kind of nice because you could kind of gauge what you were doing compared to like, you know, I don't know, doing stuff.
I think that's what makes a crop different than like if you're traveling and bringing stuff with you, like especially if you have your family, because you have to think about like your family space. Like, like when I've seen how much Paige Evans was taking when they were traveling, like I couldn't imagine bringing all the lot. She took a lot of stuff. Now, granted, she's Paige Evans and she needed to, but like. You think about all that stuff, like from Germany to when she was living out here. She had like over a suitcase of scrapbooking
stuff. Well, see, and that's true. Like with my family, I don't think I could get away with that. My husband would be like, "What?"
No? I would feel bad. See, but here's the other element of this is I would feel bad asking.
I would
if that was okay. Like I felt bad just taking half of a suitcase, but I knew I could fit my clothes in half of the suitcase, so I figured I was good. Well, and he was good about it. He wasn't like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna go over the 50, pound limit."
Well, and I think when you're like living out of like planning on living out of a suitcase for a month to 2 months or whatever, it's different.
It is different
than when it's like you're gonna get your stuff within a week or something. Like I don't know, and that's where I think it's different in your situation. Where it was like, you guys were living out of your hotel for 6 weeks or however long, but, and then also it's not your job to be a scrapbooker.
That's true. That's true. I mean, if YouTube would have paid me money,
I know, right?
To carry stuff with me, I totally would have
totally would do it.
Just by the way, if any YouTube people are listening, right?
Yes.
Want to pay for me
big bucks to travel with all my scrapbooker around the world.
Don't we all wish that we could be YouTube traveling scrapbooker? Yes. I mean, if we could travel all these different places, right, and bring our stuff with us, So, and that's where I think finding that balance of like how much, and like I found for me, like an iris container is a good vessel,
a good amount,
because then I don't have so much stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. And the reality is wherever you go, most likely you can buy something there. It might not be what you want,
but most everywhere has a Michael's or a Joann's or
you have, or you could
even like dollar
go
stores.
I was going to say, or even Walmart, you can buy some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like amazing.
Yeah.
And it might not be the best stuff that you want to scrap with. I'm talking to myself, guys. Like, I'm such a snob. Like, even
she's a scrappy snob.
And I'm okay with that because I would rather pay a little bit more for something I know I'm really going to like than save the money but spend more money buying stuff I really don't care and then it sits in my room. Yeah. Because I've done that. When I first started scrapbooking, you know how many paper pads I bought? And you know how many paper pads I've finished? Zero. I've given them to my kids.
Yep.
And they've used some of them.
Yep. Me too.
So it's like, and not to say I don't like paper pads, because sometimes it is like a good deal, but it's just like.
It depends on the paper pad.
But like, you know, I was buying the die cuts with a view or really old stuff.
Old 180. Like,
I know you get 4 of every pattern. Like, do we really need 5?
Oh gosh,
you know,
those were the worst. I had so many of those. Well, and then it's like my husband at least would buy me those because he's like, oh, that's a good deal. And I'm like, oh my god,
because that's so
what
true.
am I gonna do with all these papers?
I have a friend who's like that, who's like, this is a good deal, and she'll come and she'll bring it to my house, and I love her to pieces, and she's so kind and she's being thoughtful, and I'm thinking,
I'm never gonna.
I have to find ways to use this.
Do you guys have friends like that or husbands?
I mean, the thing is, and then you just have to remind yourself, like, Hannah, stop being a scrapbooking snob. It's stuff that you can use. You can find a use for it, or you know, take what you want, have the kids use it. It's good.
That is true. The kids can use it. Well, and you do,
and then I don't stress out about
with the kids.
Yeah.
So
then I don't stress out about giving them my nice Paige Evans
true
papers.
That is true.
Or you know, that last piece of the second Maggie Holmes collection. You can't buy those papers. Like, Mom, this is really cool. Can I use it? And you're like, I have a use for it. Maybe someday. No, it's got to stay in there because that's the last one. Like
never leaving this.
There's not the stress of that.
It's a paper. How is it any different?
Trust me, it's different. See, yes. And I know my husband doesn't even ask anymore. He just knows that, like, I guess maybe at least he doesn't have to have that fear that I will go there. Though the first time in Hawaii, there is Ben Franklin's, and they have scrapbooky stuff.
Yeah,
it's similar-ish. I was gonna say it's kind of like Joann's meets Michael's.
Yeah.
But they actually have nice papers.
Do they?
Yeah, you can get the nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's been a long time since I've been.
It was $1.30 to $1.50.
Oh my god!
I was gonna say a slice of paper, a sheet of paper, and you didn't always get them when it first. Like, it took a little bit for it
to come out.
So the Pier, Crepe Paper of the Pier, was the first collection that I seen there. It was my birthday. I go in there. My husband's like, yes, go to the store. It's your birthday. Sure, you can get a few things. I come home. I spent like $300 because it was the first time I'd ever been in a scrappy store that had, like, nice stuff.
Yeah.
That I knew wasn't die cuts with a view. Like, I had been to the PX where there was stuff and I bought some of it because it's a good deal. But I was like, oh my gosh. And never again. Like, my husband was afraid to let me go, but then at least now, when he knows if I'm gonna go to Michael's, he knows I'm not gonna spend because I won't. I will just walk around and he'll be like, "Are you sure you don't want to buy anything?" Like, he will be like pushing me to buy stuff because we took the time to walk in there.
Why not buy something?
Why not buy something? So I tend to try to buy stuff like paints or mixed media stuff that I know.
That's a good idea.
I know I'm going to get a good quality, or it doesn't really care the quality,
Yeah.
It's not something that I'm worried about, It's like, I will get stuff at Michael. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. Like, you know, I mean, come on. Like enamel dots. We found enamel dots. Like, they're super cute. Yep. And like enamel dots are enamel dots. And they had bows. I would have picked up those cute bows that I have bought before. I bought them before.
Yeah.
But when you like something, you like it. But anyway, that has nothing to do with travel. Well, it does. I mean, when you're traveling. So when you guys travel, how many times do you try to find a scrapbooking store in the area that you are in? That is a question. Because this, I feel like this involves us telling the story of how no one told us that you could no longer go into the American Crafts warehouse.
I felt so stupid. So when was it? So Hannah came and visited me last year, but 2 or 3 years before that, I went to the Scrap Girls retreat.
Yeah.
And you could go to American Crafts warehouse and buy things. And I didn't know that you couldn't go there and buy things anymore. Like, I knew they had moved store, like warehouse areas. I didn't know
that
you couldn't go and just shop all out to your heart's content. So Hannah comes into Salt Lake last year, and I go pick her up.
We're in Salt Lake, the Scrappy City.
Well go, you know? And they were like, "What are you doing here? Why?"
I know, the lady was so rude.
Was so
and
mad.
She probably didn't mean to. I mean, think about how many people probably come up there and knock on the door. I'm sure she hates it. But like, she was so not nice.
She was not.
And I mean, I felt bad.
Dumb. We were like, oh my gosh.
No one said this anymore.
Well, because I even looked up like the hours and like, you know, if they're, I don't even remember but I was like,
yeah,
this is way out in the boonies. Like when we went there, I was like, holy cow. I was a little nervous when we drove up, but I was like, it's fine. It's the warehouse. Why would they not be open?
Yeah.
And then this lady.
No, they were open. They
were
didn't
open.
sell stuff anymore.
Yeah, you couldn't walk into it like a store. Who knew?
So
yeah.
But
that was embarrassing.
So then we are looking like how many other scrapbook stores are in the area.
There's actually not that many anymore. Like there used to be a lot more. Well, and I think what it is that they are spread out a lot more. Yeah. So there was like. Because we went to Heartfelt, didn't we? I
think so.
And I think that one was kind of in Provo. I don't even remember.
That was close. It wasn't that far from the warehouse.
Airport.
Yeah. But there was one that was in Orem, right?
Was there? Maybe that's
and we decided not to go there because that was another like half an hour away. Yeah. And just think if we drove further out and then drive back,
that would have sucked.
Megan does not live that close to Salt Lake. So we did have to drive that whole
a ways.
So yeah.
It's getting really hot.
It is hot in here.
It's my face. Look at my
It's because we're talking about scrapbooking.
It's all shiny.
And we're all excited. And you know. But so that is the thing. Like when you go out to these places, when you go on vacation, when you go travel, or meet your scrappy friend, or go travel, do you find a scrapbooking store? Because that is like, I feel like that's something fun if you can find something. Like one of the first things I did when I got here, now of course I'm living here, was moving here, but being able to go to an actual scrapbooking store, not like Ben Franklin's, which is still like a box place.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Of course, now that place is closed, so we can't go there. I know,
it's so sad. I was so sad that it closed down.
It's okay. They didn't really have any new stuff, but still, it was fun to walk around.
Fun to just
see, and I will say, even walking around there, I knew it was nicer stuff, but I only went away leaving with like $10 worth of stuff.
Yeah,
I guess. But when you're getting like embellishments, $10 really
that's not a lot.
Very long. Yeah, but you know. So that was the thing I was disappointed is it had a lot of old stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff that I don't use. Which I think that's just how people scrap around here a little bit more.
Well, and I think that's more I don't want to say like mainstream, but like really people that are and I'm generalizing here very much so, but like people like you and me that scrapbook are a lot pickier with our supplies than I think the people that shop at like Michael's or, you know, whatever, or those small stores. Like, yeah, some of the small stores, especially in Utah, I feel like they have a lot of the newer things.
Well, and the one that we went to had a lot of stuff. That store was packed.
I know. I could have spent a ton of money there. I didn't buy myself.
And there was newer. It wasn't like
some
brand
things. Yeah.
And one of the things that we noticed is they didn't have any crepe paper or Maggie Home stuff. And that was one of the things that I feel like they missed out on the train, but maybe not because maybe people don't buy it. But still, it was like, okay, there's no Maggie Home. So like we couldn't get any of the crepe paper stuff, any of the Maggie Homes. They didn't have any Amy Tan either, did they?
I don't think they did.
They didn't have
any. I don't know that they had a lot of American craft stuff at all.
Yeah. So I guess maybe we'll just say they didn't have any American craft stuff.
I wonder if American crafts is more expensive to put in your store or something. I don't know.
That would be interesting to know.
I don't know.
If we ever, start our own physical store. Yeah. Because, who wouldn't want a physical store?
Right?
I don't know. My husband has let me think of this idea of where we could sell coffee and scrapbooking stuff together. I am not joking though. He has entertained the thought that it could be a possibility that we could have
a business venture.
These
are up for it. We all need to move to the same area.
You gotta love a husband who at least makes you think that he's letting you think that it's a support.
Yeah.
He has no idea what he's really saying yes to, and that's the problem. Maybe
because once he finds out, he'll be like, "Oh no!"
He'll be like, "Are you sure?
Why did I do this?" Okay. Did we want to ask? Well, we only had a couple of questions, I guess, huh?
Yeah. So I know So one of the things that Megan and I were thinking, it'd be really fun to do like Q&A type stuff. So if you guys have any questions, I know Heather had some stuff that she said ahead of time. So we can ask these and answer them.
And then if you guys have any other questions for us
or anything you want us to kind of talk along this Scrappy, because we just wanted something that we could talk about. I think that's the thing I like about Scrappy Chat is who knows where it's going to go. But it's just kind of talking about this general like concept of things, because I think at some point everybody travels, whether it's for fun or business or family, and you have to decide, am I taking stuff that was mine?
Oh, okay. I was like,
my husband does box food. So
is it important?
He's making dinner tonight. We have no kids and the husband is making dinner.
Is he home?
No. He's on. He said he was delayed. He probably had meetings. I think he had meetings.
I just heard the dogs barking, so I was like, "Oh, is he home already?"
Remember, we put Kona in the crate, so she was not happy about that. But I didn't want her to get, and she would be mad. We locked her out, so she likes to get in trouble. Okay, so what is your favorite scrapping snack that you just, I guess it doesn't even have to be Scrappy.
Yeah. Well,
what is your favorite snack?
That's like a very loaded question.
I know. What do you like to eat?
Oh my gosh, because we're gonna just say chocolate, right? Like,
but that is so true for me, though.
I know her favorite. She always has chocolate too.
I made sure I bought chocolate. I made sure I bought chocolate, even though I know
for us to eat.
Not to say that I didn't think she would like it, but just like my love language is chocolate, so I'm gonna share my love language chocolate and though I didn't make cupcakes yet.
Oh, we haven't. We should do that.
Not tonight.
No, not because it's gonna be hot.
But yeah, it's hot. But we can totally make cupcakes.
We should.
And coffee. Though I have made her coffee. So.
Yes. The kids made me coffee.
And the kids made me coffee. I know, they're awesome. They love to make us coffee.
Well, I was gonna say if we're talking like sugary snacks, it's not really a snack, but it's a dessert. My favorite thing in the world is cheesecake. That's like my love language is cheesecake. My husband.
That's really hard to make too, and it's hard to find good cheesecake. So here's a question, because I'm a New Yorker. Cheesecake is like the thing.
Mm-hmm. Along with pizza.
But yeah, well, yes, but
New York style pizza.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like, so cheesecake is like, do you like it in New York? Because there is a difference between New York style cheesecake
and I've never had it.
And it's like even better than any other, even like Cheesecake Factory, which is a little bit closer. It's a little bit closer, but it's even more dense, but it's like creamier.
Dense and creamy.
And it's just like heaven on a plate. It's not on a stick. Who eats? Unless you're going to the fair. Don't you guys just all wish we could all just be here all together and join in on this fun? See, my son thought that us having wine is what made us really loud. It's not. It's just being talking about Scrappy like awesomeness and snacks. So when I'm scrapbooking, I actually don't eat that much when I'm
That's what I was gonna say.
Because
I don't either.
Maybe I feel like it's not unintentional, but it is. It's like there's this thought that maybe I will get
something on it.
But not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get stuff on it. So, but with that said, I love Skittles. That's like I like that when you're scrapbooking because it's not as long as you don't hold them in your hand forever. You know, you can grab a couple. No dying. You know, you can pop them in your mouth, but it's like
I just feel like not that I'm gonna get on my project, but if I stop, I'm gonna lose my train of thought.
See, I think there's the category of some people that do, and some people that don't. I don't. It's not like you have to do one or the other, But. And I think when I'm in a groove, I'm not thinking about eating. So I can spend like all day in my room and not eat. Like literally,
the day that I was here, we got donuts when we got home. And then we didn't eat until like 7 or 8 that night. It was late.
Okay, Sherry, I am in Washington State. So the PNW. Yes, I know. I know. I still have some of that stuff too, Sherry. It was like the best Christmas kit ever. I loved it. That was so much fun. I feel like at some point we need to like do another one of those, like swap or something.
That would be fun.
I think was it in Sarah's group? There was a group that you guys were like doing like.
Oh yeah. Well, I just did like a pay it forward box or whatever you call. Like you put stuff in and then you send it to someone else. Yeah, and that's actually still going on right now. I haven't.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that because
box. I started it, but I haven't gotten it back. So, yeah, but I think it should be done by when I get home. I should have it, but. Yeah, I think stuff like that is fun. Right now, though, because there's all that stuff going on with the post office.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know how it's going to go going forward because I'm like, it would be fun to keep going and like exchanging the people in each of the groups. But I'm just like, I don't know how it's going to go. So
I think I wasn't online as much.
Yeah.
It's sometimes hard to balance like school year versus this year. My goal is to not have that problem. So it's like this summer really has refreshed me and reminded me, why are you not hanging out with the people that you love?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think the one thing that I feel like I need when I'm scrapping is either wine. And I like wine with like frozen fruit in it. It's one thing. Well, red wine with frozen fruit isn't as good as white wine with frozen fruit, but I like me a red wine too. But so either that or coffee.
I like coffee, yes.
So
I like coffee while I'm scrapping or water. I always tend to have water with me though.
Yeah, I don't. I'm really bad. Unless it's really warm.
Where I go.
It's like because it's warm right now, I have water, but I mean, oh my goodness, so, but I mean, you can't like deny a fruit or a bowl of like berries or nuts or
fruit,
I don't know. Pita chips.
I was gonna say like maybe
like hummus.
Salsa or something. I don't know. I've never really brought chips and salsa down to my scrap room though.
Yeah. Like if I'm eating, I'm not
scrapping. Yeah.
So I don't do the two together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will stop what I'm doing, and
sometimes if I like have a day off and I have stuff I need to like edit on my computer, I'll eat breakfast at my computer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll just have a bowl of oatmeal and my coffee, you know?
Yeah,
but that's not like scrapbooking and eating.
Yeah.
That's like just getting stuff done on your computer.
Yeah.
Which I don't do a ton.
I feel like if I was going to a crop, I'd want to bring like easy munchy things.
Yeah, I would probably bring like pretzels. Or like candy or something.
I don't like pretzels.
I love pretzels. Weird. You are weird. I love pretzels.
I don't like pretzels. I would bring pita chips though, because like hummus.
Yeah, I'd like hummus. Pita chips.
I feel like that would be messy though.
About it. Yeah, it would be messy.
And then the pita chips alone with it is just like weird. Yeah. Though one thing I do like is they make these like little naans, like little ones. Little one.
Little.
And that is really good by itself or with hummus.
Okay.
They probably have way more carbs in it than regular ones, but you know, if you're scrapbooking and at a crop, the carbs don't count.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
definitely.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't really snack a ton.
I do at night if I haven't eaten enough.
Yeah.
Like last night after I started getting ready for bed, I was so hungry. I had to have like cheese and meat sticks.
Really? That's so funny.
I was hungry.
I was probably already asleep by then. I didn't even hear you.
We stayed up super late the first night Megan was here, and the last night it was like 10 o'clock.
Crash.
That's okay. Because we have all week. It's not like
we do.
Okay. So what is your favorite thing about me?
Each other.
No. And then what is my favorite thing about you?
I think I like that you are just accepting of people and who they are. And I mean, because you and I are totally different.
I know.
We are totally different.
We are totally
But
different.
it's like, I mean, you can listen to me and be okay with things that I say that you don't agree with. Like we don't argue, but it's like we have our own, I don't want to say beliefs, but like outlook.
Yeah.
And like you're like totally okay with me sharing it. Where like I've known people and they're like, no. Like, I can't let you talk to me because
which I don't understand. It's like I don't
believe
I don't feel like I need to take on your point of view because it's not my point of view, and but I don't want to change your point of view because it's your point of view. Like you got there because of the life that you had. Yeah. Just like the life I had got me to where I am, and it's cool and like.
You just love everybody. I feel like you're so social and just easy to get along with.
Am I really social?
No, she is definitely not social. And you're just easy to get along with. So
yeah.
Well,
thank you. One, you're really easy to talk to. I love that 5 hours a day. I love that. I think the thing I love is that you're passionate about stuff. Like when you when you feel something, you feel it, and you just like say it. And I love that because there's a lot of times where not that I don't do that, but I feel like I can't do that. I don't know.
Well, because you're a people pleaser, and I'm definitely. I mean, I am to an extent.
Yeah.
But like not like you. Like I don't know.
But you're also really easy to talk to too, which is, I think, I mean, and we both love you love scrapbooking. So, I mean, I think the thing that was cool about our friendship is that it started off with us talking about, you know, scrapping and being on a team together. And I would have never picked you to be my friend.
I know.
And that sounds so horrible. Oh my God, I sound like a horrible person. I totally do.
I know what you mean, though.
I would have not said, hey, Crafty Meggy, she's the one, because we are so different. And you scrap way different than even back when I was there. Yeah. Even that was way different than how I scrap now. Yeah. But it was like, hey, and then we got talking, and then I feel like even though we have totally different experiences, there's certain things that I can understand because on certain levels it is similar-ish.
Yeah.
Enough to say, oh wow, that's so different, but yet not. And then, so it went from talking about scrapbooking stuff and I know when I had the idea for the Crafty Maven, you were like, that was the first time I think we really, really talked. Like, we were doing a lot of chatting and stuff, but like, I think I actually called you on the phone that time. Because I was like, I'm having this idea and I don't know. It's super crazy.
I remember.
Maybe we can get a whole bunch of YouTubers together on one channel and all post every day. And is that even possible? Can we do it? And
I remember.
And you were like, yeah, why not?
Mark found me up. It was in our old house. Mark found me upstairs by the front door next to our couch. And I was just on the phone and just going, And
you were like, yeah, we could totally do it. Why not? People will love to do this. And I was like, okay. And I'm like crazy. I had no idea what I'm doing. No idea what I'm signing everything up for. And it just like, the minute I said it, it was like bloop, bloop, bloop. Next thing I know, it was like a snowman. Yeah. Like I barely had to do anything, it felt like. And it was just like, poof.
I know.
And then we're like talking every day because now I need someone to talk to because I'm like going to go crazy.
Yeah.
And then you start talking about a lot of other stuff and not just it's like, oh man, just kids.
Like life.
It's like I remember at that point in your life, Tinian, oh my gosh, like you would get on the phone and he'd just start screaming. He would scream and you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, whatever. Like he feels the need to scream.
I guess he's got it.
Yeah, and
he was what, 2?
He was,
or maybe he was 3 or 4.
He was probably 3 or 4, right?
Yeah, because I guess it was like 2014, 15. Yeah, 15. So yeah, probably 5. And he was still pretty loud.
He would get really mad, like you wouldn't put your shoes on, and he would just scream.
Yeah,
he'd be like, "We got to get out the door because you're trying to talk to me." well, and then, like, how many times did I call you on the way to Tripler from Schofield?
Yeah.
And because I had to take Lonnie to chemo, but super early in the morning, so I don't hit rush. Well, I always hit rush hour, but I had to leave so early, so I'd get on Boxer. My poor kids, they just hear me talking about scrapbooking, talking about it, talking to you. I don't know,
just whatever,
talk the whole time.
Yep.
Gosh,
yeah,
it's just crazy how like I think we all
circumstances
hope for those moments.
Yeah.
And it is really hard to find, though. I will say that because it's like I remember thinking before that, seeing other scrapbookers like Sandy and Lisa.
Yeah.
And you see their journey and you're like, everybody wants that.
Yeah.
But like it almost happens inorganically. If I could give anybody, any newer scrapbooker who's on YouTube or new person who's in the community and is looking for someone, it's like you just have to be open to anybody and you have to be open and listen and hear people because I think that's how you really find, it's like if you put yourself and you put things in a box, you're never going to find that person, I mean,
because like you were saying, like I never would have picked you.
Yeah.
Like if I had a lineup of, 10 people, like
I know, how many, all of us were on that, the stash team.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, okay, why did I get put with Megan? We're like nothing.
I know. We don't do anything alike.
But it's like if I had gotten stuck with someone else, I don't think we would have clicked and it would have been different. And I know, and it's like, and I was friends with, Alicia.
I was like,
I had to think about this for a
about.
second for a while,
Yeah,
around the same
were.
time.
Yeah.
And we were chatting, and it was really fun, and we did some stuff together, but like just our lives changed. And I think that's one thing that also, like, when you find someone, it's okay, one, for your lives to change and it not to be the same. But sometimes it's work. I mean, you know, like when you started your work and started working, that was like way different. When
that was
even like when our homeschooling started to get more, we had to be a little bit, it took more time out of the
last
day.
year for you.
So it was that concept of like, sometimes you really have to work at it. I mean, it's a lot like a marriage. Our husbands probably feel like we're married to each other.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure. My husband doesn't say that, but I'm sure he feels that way.
Mark is not ashamed. He's like, yes, I know. She's your wife.
Scrappy wife. That's okay.
Scrappy wife.
As long as we don't have to have sex together, it's good. You know. Anyway, that's definitely not kids. YouTube. I told you, I hit not for kids. It is not appropriate for kids. But anyway, you know. But it is. It's like a marriage. You have to make it work. You know, you have to kind of be okay with sometimes you're not going to leave a lot of mess. And you're not going to be able to talk that much. Or you have to find that time. And I think that's one thing that we've tried to do, that I would encourage anyone, if you have scrappy friends, to try to schedule time where you can meet with someone, like through FaceTime every so often, or even just a call. I mean, but
I don't even remember when we started that, but we do
it was in Hawaii.
Was it? Yeah, it was. You were in Hawaii, because I remember you would be in the living room and the kids would be like behind you,
and then they'd go to bed. And
so it's been a long, like, what, 5 years?
Something like that. Yeah,
that's
crazy. About every week.
Almost every week,
we make sure it's like a date. And my husband knows. Like,
I know my husband too. He doesn't even have to ask. He's just like, have fun with Hannah.
Yeah, I know.
I'll see you in like 12 hours.
I know. They put themselves to bed that night.
They put the kids to bed.
Mm-hmm.
My kids kind of just put themselves to bed anyway. Yours kind of do too.
Yeah.
Except when you pray with them. Stuff,
yes. But that's because they expect that. Yeah, I mean, if I told them I'm not doing it tonight,
praying with you tonight.
Like, okay. They might give me a little hard time.
Yeah, they would.
And it's not like I take that long. I'm like, okay, this is quick. Sam will want to be like holding me down. Like, I want to give you a running hug. Like, but you're going to hold me down. And, you know.
That's funny.
So it's like, sometimes it's just making that time.
Yeah.
And I feel like even with scrapbooking, sometimes you just have to do that. You have to be like, okay, schedule a time. Because sometimes life just gets busy.
It does. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
But I don't know. I feel like we're at a point where we could probably wrap up.
I know. I was thinking that too. It's like,
it's
really
getting hot too. So we need to open and circulate the air.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this.
Hopefully we can do another one before you go.
Before I leave, yeah.
So I don't know anyone who's watching this or watching it on replay. Can you?
Yeah, you can watch it on replay.
Can you comment on replay?
You can comment, I think. I don't know. You should
look into that. So if you guys have a day. Sorry.
Whatever she's saying. I don't know what she's saying.
I was going to say, is there a day of the week that's better to do another live? But you leave on Thursday
morning.
It's trying to like, Siri's trying to.
She's trying to take our voices. So like
maybe we can do it on Monday or something.
That's what I was trying to think. Like Monday, Tuesday, maybe. So. Because we won't be back until Sunday night.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we'll probably be it'll just be crazy tired and.
Yeah, Sunday.
So, yeah. Hopefully either Monday or Tuesday, we will do another one. So if you guys have any ideas of things that you want us to talk about scrap related, I mean, who knows if we'll stay there.
We never
But, you know. That kind of gives us, I feel like, a direction. I feel like we need a direction because we can so very well go off. There's so many things scrappy wise to talk about, but
there is. At least we could start on a topic and then go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but since we were kind of thinking in that vacation mode or travel mode, I thought, and it's summer. It's summer. A lot of people travel during summer, and sometimes you want to bring stuff with you, and sometimes you're in a place that you can bring stuff with you, or because even I think when we go on our little thing on the weekend, I like to bring a few things, not a ton, because I don't think we'll do
I don't think we'll do a ton, but yeah.
But it would be nice to have the option to do that. So. So know what you're going to use. I feel like that is like a big thing, is kind of know what you're going to use.
Yeah.
Keep it small.
You can kind of like, I don't know, depending on how long the trip is and stuff, guess what you're going to use and what you're going to do, but be like realistic about it. Because I think that's the hardest thing, is being realistic. Like, because you're like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do this. But it's like, okay, let's narrow it down a little bit.
Like, or know what you can, like, it's be a realistic, but know what you can do. Like, if you know you're going to be sitting in the car and you want to be able to do like hand stitching or fussy cutting, like that's something you could totally bring that kind of stuff with you. True. Knowing that, oh, I'm going to be sitting in the car for 9 hours. I might as well bring something.
Yeah, do something while I'm doing that. Yeah,
I couldn't. True. I couldn't cut for 9 hours. No, I don't think I could hand stitch for 9 hours either.
I don't think
I don't know how Paige does it.
I don't know how she does it either.
I think it might make me car sick too.
It would make me car sick, and my fingers would probably fall off. Yeah. So yeah,
but knowing that that's something that you could do or would want to do.
Yeah,
and sometimes it is. Sometimes it's more of it being intentional.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of with that thought of like vlogs or taking pictures, right? It's like knowing, oh yeah, we want to take pictures so that we can
remember to take
more
them.
than just what's in our brain.
Yeah. Well, and I was gonna say, like, even like if you're on a car ride, like, we have thousands of photos on our phones. Like, that's more of something that I would do, is like edit photos or, be on a photo editing website or, something app and edit photos. And then once I get into Wi-Fi range, I could print them off or, whatever.
Yeah.
So something like that. So like take into account your personality. So like for Paige, it's like stitching, but like for me, it would totally be editing, because I hate editing photos and it takes hours and hours and hours, but then once it's done, right?
Yeah.
So like doing editing is a good thing. That's actually a really good idea. I should have been doing that while I was on the plane.
We'll make sure we write it down. Megan is now going to edit photos.
All photos
so when she leaves, I'm going to remind her, don't forget to edit photos. On your layover, I'm going to be like, have you been editing photos?
For the last 2 or 3 hours.
Because that's what a Scrappy Bestie does.
Remind
you of the things that you said you wanted to do. It makes you stick to it.
Yes, definitely.
And if you don't have a Scrappy Bestie, that's okay. You can always like bug us and follow us. We're cool with that.
We are open to friends.
Yeah.
She's the social one, but I like people too. So
I do like people. And I mean, I will say though, like, as social as I am, sometimes I'm really horrible at getting back to people, and I feel so bad about it because I know I'm social and I know I need it, and I know that they're.
But she even does it to me.
I do.
So it to it's okay. I don't know who that is,
but anyway,
I thought it was going to be a real question.
So we should probably jump off and say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye.
And thank you for joining us tonight.
This was fun.
It was really fun. It was fun talking about
us and travel and scrapbooking.
Yep. And being realistic. That's the key. So we will make sure we are checking to see if you guys have any ideas for what we talked about.
The next one.
Yeah, the next one. And we'll post it in
the Crafty Meggy.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So we'll try to post it around. Hopefully ahead of time. And not
the day of
20 minutes before. Because that's totally life. But Because I mean, you had your phone available. I could have just been like, get on and make sure, but whatever. It's okay. I will say mostly we're enjoying just having fun together.
Chill.
Which is always nice. Sometimes you just need that. And even when I went to your house, it was a lot like that.
Yeah.
It was nice not like being on my phone all the time, but like having time to just like relax and be in Idaho. And there's not a lot in Idaho. So now it's the Corona time. So like we really can't do a whole lot. Yeah, we went to the stores and then now that's it.
And that's it. That's all we have.
But we did wear masks. We were responsible.
We
should have
made
sure we took a photo of ourselves with our masks.
See, we've been so bad. Yeah. We're the worst.
It's okay. We'll just go outside, take photos,
pretend.
We'll do. That's the question. Is that okay to do pretend
photos?
Maybe that's what we'll talk about next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a nice night, guys, and thank you for joining us.